Coach, if you could please start us out with an opening statement, recapping this past weekend and previewing your upcoming opponent.
Well, I tell you what, was excited to finally get a chance to see, the football team as a whole go out and fight for one another. Obviously for um, our coaching staff, it was really, exciting just to play against another opponent other than ourselves. With numerous players that we had from spring to the fall. It was good to see those guys go out and fight against a big time program.
And Coach, if you could please give us a preview of your upcoming matchup this weekend.
Yeah, Savannah State. I mean, obviously they're 1-0. They beat Southeastern last week. Quarterback is a really good football player. He threw for almost 700 yards last year. They got a lot of skilled guys. Flying around the ball. I mean, it's going to be a really good contest for our guys. Coming in Saturday.
Appreciate those comments, Coach. We'll open up for questions. First question goes to Michael Jefferson.
Good morning, Coach. This is Michael Jefferson with Block Sports. Like you said, it's always good for your team to finally get out there and hit another team head to head and finally get those pads to clicking against somebody else. What did you see finally getting a chance to see your players get out there and hit those pads against another team? What positive were you able to glean from this, from the game on offense and defense?
Well, I tell you, we didn't on offense. I mean, we had one, turnover, and obviously, we that's not a positive because we don't want to have no turnovers. But just going in the game, I think up front as a whole, we did better than was expected as far as having all new guys up front, gelling together. It wasn't a whole lot of missed assignments. Now that we get pushed around, I mean, obviously, I think they held their own, but going against a big team with NFL prospects, man, I thought those guys held their own. And then quarterback that we went with, Walt, he didn't have any turnovers, and I just think with that being said, as a team, 7 penalties, I mean that's not a lot, but obviously we don't want any. But I think this team's starting to come along and be a disciplined football team. And then on defense, we had 3 takeaways. Our 2 touchdowns was off defense. So, on the flip side, we saw some things from some of our players, that in big time situations, they stepped up. And I always say, those lights strange things to people. And some of our guys that we thought had a really good spring and summer stepped it up, like Amari Jones on defense. We had Lee Brown on defense as a freshman. So we had several guys that we saw first year that stepped up.
Good, yes, because as you said, with those 2 interceptions, you were able to get a takeaway from them as well as also a fumble. So those were great for the defense. So much success for the upcoming games that you have, Coach.
Thank you.
Next question goes to James Hill.
Hey, Coach, I hope you and everybody in Daytona and the Wildcats Nation are well. Take us back to that first quarter when Amari gets the pick 6, runs it back. You're in the game. It's only 10-7, but take us back to that point. And at that point, it was extremely competitive.
Oh, yes. I mean, the guys, with those series of events, that happen, the guys started to get confidence. And one thing about it, you saw the positive energy on the sideline, and you can't just play one quarter and, just trying to teach these guys that, we have to finish strong. But like I say, it was 10-7 at the end of the first quarter, and there was a lot of juice. It was a lot of excitement around because, at the end of the day, you play the game, and I just thought that that night Memphis was better than us.
Coach, Saturday, Savannah comes down to Municipal Stadium, and you get an opportunity to see a team that you guys used to play against a lot. But just talk about an opportunity to play one at home, and the fans will come out and they'll hear the marching band, and it should be a good day of football.
Yeah, it's gonna be huge, with tradition, with the things that they do on game day. Obviously, it's exciting for me because I'm new as well, and just to get this team back home. I mean, we didn't have only but one, injury. I don't know if it's major, but I mean, nothing like your home. And, these players, they're waiting to see the support, of the alumni and their family and their friends, obviously in our home stadium. So it's really exciting. And Savannah's going to come in, ready to go. I mean, they got a lot of athletes flying around and, obviously they got better because last time they played Southeastern, they didn't win, and they ended up winning towards the latter part of the game, and it just shows how much improved and experienced those guys are.
Thank you, Coach. Have a blessed week.
You too.
Next question goes to Mason Smith.
Good morning, Coach. I hope the day is treating you well so far. I wanted to ask you about the quarterbacks. Obviously, Walter Simmons had the statistically better game compared to Luke, but where are you kind of seeing between those two guys and who may have the inside track going forward?
Well, Walt is, obviously, he's a guy that he makes a lot of plays, with his feet, and obviously we were not as how can I say it? We didn't open up the playbook, obviously with him, we wanted to get him in a position where he's getting confidence, and Luke is more of a passer. So Walt is the guy, and he's gonna get better and better. And like I said, we're always gonna keep it competitive, and I'm not against having two quarterbacks, but right now Walt is the guy coming into this week, and we're gonna keep it competitive.
Kind of following up about the same thing with the running back situation. A lot of guys got a chance to get some rushing attempts. What have you kind of seen from the running back room and how that could improve as the weeks go on?
Well, again, we have, in my opinion, running backs, by committee. Zell Bazir, JoJo from Washington State. He ran really hard. You got Jimmy Robinson, who ran as well. But they're different type of bikes, and I just think that in order to be a good offense, a good defense, a good special teams, you have to put guys in position of their skill set, So we're going to have an opportunity to do certain things, and we're going to be able to rotate guys based on their skill set on what we're doing as far as scheme on all aspects of the game.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Time for one final quick question from Dr. Cavill.
This is Kenyatta Cavill inside the HBCU Sports Lab. Coach Woody, I wanted to ask you about your quarterback play to kind of continue that competition. Overall, the completion rate was not necessary. I mean, the completion rate was 50%, at least for both quarterbacks over there. The total on your third down completions in terms of first down was not where you wanted. And so the yardage was not there, but it looks like in terms of them being able to get into pass plays and quick action, what are your thoughts in terms of what that looks like in mixing up with the run?
Well, like I said, I can truly say, being conservative and then obviously, on us as coaches, putting those guys in position to make, it more balanced. I do know coming into the game, we knew what we were going to try to do is not turn the ball over. And sometimes, when you do that and you coming in with an inexperienced quarterback or anyone, you want to keep it, really simple. But I do know that what we have planned, pushing further, we're going to open it up because the things that we do, I really feel like, Walt can do. And then obviously, Luke can do as well. May not with Luke do so much of the run game stuff, but I mean, I really think it's going to be a really good balance. But Walt, you can expect us to open it up a little bit more, so we can put the student athlete in a position to be successful and not just plan to not make a mistake.
Exactly, and that was my follow-up against Savannah State. Are there some things that you look at that allows you to open it up a little more, or is that just the natural plan over a series of games that each of the games there'll be added some things that allows them to open up the system and get more into the playbook? So
yeah, well, it has to be a progression, and then also too, you got to understand your personnel and really know who you're going against, because it starts up front. And like I said, I'm really excited about our guys up front holding up, because that was the big key, with going into Memphis. They had like 4 guys, that was NFL prospects who was tough to move.
That's
And
right.
just to see our guys hold their own, and obviously, you want to win a game. There's no moral victories in football, but we got to this point, and I just think now is all about taking the next step and then seeing what your opponent gives you to allow you to do more things. And Memphis is a really good football team. I mean, good basic fundamentals, and that's some of the big points I made with my staff. We got to be better on our basic technique and fundamentals. When you watch film, film don't lie, and I think we're getting where we want to be.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck this weekend. I look forward to the matchup.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Woody, as always, we appreciate your time and good luck this weekend.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.